I think about tracking disinformation or finding it, a question that comes to mind is like, well, sort of like, well, we have spam with our email filters. Why can't we just set up a disinformation filter and just say, that's it, it's gone, you have to deal with it anymore?
This is something we thought about a lot, and I think that spam superficially seems really similar.
Yeah.
Right. It seems like I've got this kind of text or information or video or whatever. I need to evaluate whether it's likely to be harmful or not, and then I need to just skip it if it's harmful.
Yeah, put it out of my inbox. I don't want to see it.
But the difference between spam and disinformation or disinformation on social media platforms especially, is spam, the harm happens directly to the person who's getting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I receive this spam, I'm annoyed. I wish I hadn't had that. I can't read any of my other emails because it's all in the way. So if you give me a little machine that's going to detect it for me and maybe filter it somewhere else, I'm very delighted to do that. And the same thing with the email platforms. My email provider doesn't wish I got more spam. That's just more work for them. So everybody involved in the chain, except for the spammer, wants to detect the spam and get rid of it. Disinformation on social media platforms is different because the platforms themselves, the way they make their money is engagement, right? So their whole business model is increasing your engagement with material. And the problem here is disinformation is very engaging because it doesn't have to be true. So it can be anything else. And so you can tailor it to be as engaging as you want.
Yeah, you don't have to have truth get in the way of a really good story.
Exactly. And so that means that the platform, if they've got a steady stream of disinformation coming through, it's not necessarily harmful to the platform. It might actually drive extra engagement for them. And similarly, if I'm somebody reading it, if it's been well targeted at me, again, it's engaging, it's fun. So I don't necessarily wish that it had been filtered right there in the moment. And so it's very different from spam, because if you say to the platform, good news, I figured out a way to detect extremely engaging disinformation and I would like you to stop showing it to people, they'll say, thanks. But they might not necessarily do anything with it because it's not in their interests. Their incentive is to make the money from the engagement, and the way that you do that is by showing engaging material.
And they're really good at like hitting. I read stuff that I know I'm being kind of manipulated with this, but it's really good at hitting like the right outrage for me personally, or the right emotion.
I do get stuck on YouTube for a really long time sometimes.